Pepper spray has about 10 to 15 feet effective range, more or less. They work effectively the same. Again, it's the same delivery mechanism. To activate it, just it's like a 1, 2, 3 step basically. This is the twist top. Twist it first, get in position. That gives it the room to spray, and then aim properly and depress the trigger. And again, there's about 35 or so sprays of pepper spray in here. When you're done with this, just make sure you put it back up, close it, and then save it for another day. We'll do the demonstration with the other bottle now. This is the flip top version. Pretty self-explanatory. Flip the top up, buttons right underneath, depress trigger. Real easy. And again, best way to use this is kind of if the guy's coming at you, first aim for the eyes, then the mouth and nose, in that order. You really only need 1 or 2 sprays like I did. Again, you don't want to use up the entire thing, just in case you're going to need more of it. Again, you have enough, about 20 to 30 sprays in here, or one extended spray. Again, not a great idea to just jam down the trigger, but pretty self-explanatory stuff. And that's how the demonstration works. 10 to 15 feet, eyes, nose, face. That's it. So now that we've completed our live demonstration, let's talk about some final thoughts and safety procedures with regards to this stuff. I said that the effective range is 10 to 15 feet. You can use this, anything within that range. If you go outside that range, again, it's going to be harder to aim. You noticed how I kind of, my first couple of sprays went wide there. Just be aware of, where the stream's going and get it on target. Eyes, nose, and then mouth. Don't use these unless you're certain that you're going to face bodily harm. Like you have to be pretty sure the guy's going to be a threat. These are not to be used to settle arguments. If you guys end up using it, to shut up a yappy boyfriend, or you spray somebody who didn't need to be sprayed, possible legal proceedings that come with that. But that goes without saying on any kind of self-defense situation, right? Just make sure that you are certain it's a kind of situation that you need it for, right? In case you're defending yourself or defending somebody who looks to be in danger, that's when you want to pull this stuff out, but nothing else outside of that. Other things to note, safety procedures wise, don't leave these in hot cars, especially on hot summer days, right? The cans themselves are rated to withstand about 120 degrees Fahrenheit. If it goes above that temperature range, there's a chance that they might explode, right? And you do not want this stuff blowing up inside your car. First of all, good luck hiring anybody to clean that up. If it gets into the carpeting and upholstery, it's not getting out of there, right? Especially if you plan on reselling that car anytime in the future, you're going to have a very difficult time with pepper spray just kind of running around in there. Not to mention just driving around, that being a horrific experience, right? Other thoughts on top of that, be careful that you don't accidentally trigger this, especially if you're carrying it in your purse, bag, or pocket. If you get any on you, immediately wash that portion of your body with soap and water for about 15 to 20 minutes. Any contaminated clothing, you're going to want to get washed pretty thoroughly. God forbid if it gets into your eyes by accident or any other reason, you're going to want to get rid of any contacts you're wearing, first of all. Those are going to be shot. And you'll need to flush your eyes for about 15 minutes with cold water, just straight cold water. This stuff's meant to be temporary. No long-term effects are expected. But if you do need to see a doctor, go ahead, right? Remember, there's capsaicin in this, so if you're allergic to any kind of spicy food, you might want to be extra careful, again, because this is very potent. It's got a high concentration of that within it. As for expiration dates, these things have the actual expiration date listed on it. This says expires June 2025. Let me see if I can't find the date on here. June 2025 as well. So again, these are pretty much brand new. They're rated to last year at least 4 years. But despite that, you're going to want to test fire these once every 6 months to just make sure that the trigger mechanism can still fire, right? You have at least like 20 to 30 sprays in these, so it's not a big deal if you waste a couple of those, just kind of making sure it still works. And after 5 years, you can just replace them. $5 on Amazon out of Pennsylvania. If you're buying it in New York, probably more like 15 to 30. But just a good idea, just make sure these continue to work, right? Other things to note, if you are carrying these, don't forget to leave it at home if you're planning on flying or going to a restricted area where they might search you or your bag. Most likely, if you do get caught with it, you're going to just have it confiscated, or you're going to need to throw it away or just bring it home or leave it in your car, right? But again, these things, you don't want to bring them everywhere, right? Just where you need them. Carrying them when you can. If you're flying, you might be able to get away with checking these into your check-in bag. I think airplanes may allow that. Check the rules of your respective airline. But I think that should cover it in terms of additional things to note on safety. If you're going to fire these things or test fire them, always do it outdoors in a well-ventilated area. Never use these indoors if you can't avoid it. Obviously, if you need them indoors, you need them indoors, right? But if you're going to just kind of test firing it, you don't want any of that stuff, floating around your ventilation system. So make sure you do it outside and aim it at the ground, right? So it doesn't end up kind of floating out and, ruining anybody's day, right? That should pretty much cover everything you guys need to know as far as safety, keeping these things on you, and just, all around just having good sense with these things. They're pretty easy to use, and I have two different versions of these, flip top and twist top. Again, with the New York legal disclosure on this, right? But if you guys want one or the other for any other reason, you can let me know. And I absolutely have multiple ones of these. So any questions, you guys know where to find me. Thanks again, guys.